You're listening to the Open Books Podcast.
Your next chapter starts now.
Is it love, 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 love that I'm feeling? Is it love, 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 love that I'm feeling? Is she the one?
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Open Books Podcast. We are so excited to finally do this episode because it seems like every single episode we talk about Love Island. Hey,
Yeah.
Colby, how are you?
I'm so excited. I couldn't be more happy.
Let's do it.
Let's fucking go. I couldn't be more happy
go.
to
Let's rage.
actually get into the nitty gritty of Love Island USA.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna break down, I think, week by week what happened, and then I have like some discussion like points at the end of the week by week breakdown, and then I figured we can go from there and talk about our thoughts.
That's perfect.
How's that sound?
Let's do it. Where did I see this? I wish it was my original thought, but I can't take credit for it because I saw it somewhere on, I'm sure, TikTok. And this girl was giving her analysis of Love Island USA and the cast specifically. And she said that this cast is as iconic as like the Jersey Shore. Like they
Yes.
need to capitalize on this cast, specifically the OGs. Come on.
It has that same like virality that Jersey Shore had at the time. And it's
People
because
are
of the
obsessed.
cast.
We are people.
Yeah. Yeah. AKA us.
It's us.
The OG cast was perfect. I mean, they had just the right amount of diversity, just the right of personalities that all meshed. It just was everything. So this was
everything.
such a joy to like be a part of, and I'm depressed that it's over.
I know. I'm sad about it.
One disclaimer I want to give, because obviously we're going to like just rag on these people and their decisions, and we'll also praise them because we love them so much. But like, let's just normalize gray areas for people. That's what I really.
Oh, good point. I love that.
Yeah, because I think it's easy to watch the show, and you know, you have to remember it's a 24-hour time period condensed into 1 hour that's given to us. It's an edited, clipped version, so it's easy to be like,
Correct.
he's a bad person, she's a bad person, she's a good person. But
They
there
could
is
all
gray.
be great people.
Exactly.
They have to have villains. They're going to give you a bad edit. Someone gets the bad edit.
Exactly. And they probably did make bad decisions, but it's great TV. And like, I think everyone on the show is a good person, and there's gray areas in everything. Like there's gray areas in the Kayla and Aaron situation. You know, there's,
Oh God, yes.
it's not all black and white. There's so much that we don't see. There's so much that goes into it, but we're still going to give
100.
our opinions.
because
Trust and believe.
it's entertainment. So
And everyone wants to talk about it. So
take it for what it is.
Right.
We are not coming for these people's souls.
no, it's reality TV.
It's reality TV.
They sign up for it
We
as
are
well.
coming for what we saw on TV. We
Right.
can't speak to the character except for
Some people. And they sign up for it, these people who go on these reality shows. So
yeah,
they
you
know.
have to know
Right.
like what you're getting into.
That being said, I wanted to start off with some of the main cast and their ages that might play a little bit into our opinions and
Okay.
perspectives on them. And it's just something good to know. So starting from the youngest, Kayla, Daniela, Cordell, Serena, and Liv are all 22.
Okay.
Okay. Leah, Serena, and Kenny are 24. Rob and Andrea are 25. Aaron, Nicole, and Hannah are 26. Janae, Cassidy, Kendall, and Miguel, 27.
Miguel?
Miguel.
Miguel?
Connor, Nigel, Kane, and Coy were 28.
Nigel. Coy.
Coy and Nigel were there for 2 seconds.
Coy got a really bad.
he got the shit
He
into
got
the
a
stick.
bad stay. Yeah.
And then Hakeem was 29, so he was the oldest. So
Okay.
maybe I'll read like the week by week just to get a refresher, since it's been literally a month that we've watched this, and then we'll get into thoughts.
Only 6 weeks.
Yeah,
See, that's what I'm saying. UK is 53 episodes already.
I think this was like 30 something.
It was.
33. Like, it deserved way more. Way more. So here's the breakdown week by week. Week 1, on day 1, following a challenge where the Islanders engaged in an intimate icebreaker, the girls were able to choose which boy they wanted to couple up with. If more than one girl chose the same boy, the final decision was left to the boy. So the final couples were Aaron and Kayla, Coy and Janae, Kendall and Hannah, Cordell and Serena, and Rob and Leah. So on day 2, Liv came in as a bombshell and she was given a chance to steal a boy for herself, and she chose Rob, leaving Leah single. Then on day 4, the Islanders recoupled for the first time with the girls choosing their partner. So Aaron and Kayla got together, Kendall and Hannah, Cordell and Serena, and then Liv chose Hakeem while Leah recoupled up with Rob. Janae picked Connor, and then Coy failed to couple up, so he was dumped from the island. Week 2, on day 8, Andrea and Nicole came in as bombshells, and they were given a chance to steal a boy. Andrea chose Rob, and Nicole chose Kendall, leaving Leah and Hannah single. On day 10, the Islanders recoupled with the boys, choosing their partner. Aaron and Kayla, Cordell and Serena, Rob and Andrea, Connor and Leah, Hakeem and Janae, and then Kendall chose Nicole, while Miguel chose Liv. Hannah failed to recouple, so she was dumped from the island. Week 3 came, and on day 15, the Islanders recoupled with the girls of choosing their partner. Aaron and Kayla got together. Kendall and Nicole stayed. Cordell and Serena remained. Meanwhile, Cassidy chose Rob, and Liv coupled up with Nigel. Janae picked Kenny, and Leah picked Miguel. Connor failed to couple up, and he was dumped from the island.
Oh, so Leah and Miguel have been together since week 3.
That's crazy. I
On
didn't
day
realize
15.
that. Wow. Okay, that's longer than it seemed.
It is way longer than it seemed.
Week 4, on day 20, the original Islanders were told that they would be recoupling. They were only given the option to stick with their current partner or twist with one of the new Islanders. Oh, that was a dance.
Yes.
Okay. So Kendall and Nicole remained together while Rob chose Daniela. Oh, wait, this is also Casa Amor happened during this
Yes.
point. Okay. So Kendall and Nicole remained together. Rob chose Daniela. Miguel brought back Sierra. Cordell picked Daya. Is it Daya or Daya?
I think it's Daya.
Okay, Daya. Hold on.
I
Gotta itch
forgot
my
about
head.
Daya.
Yeah. That's
How?
crazy. Kenny brought back Catherine, and Liv got with Kane. Janae, Leah, and Serena's original partner failed to recouple with them, so they remained single. Kaylor chose to remain single, leaving Aaron single as well. And then the other Islanders were dumped from the villa. Day 24, the Islanders recoupled, and we had Kendall and Nicole, Rob and Daniela, Aaron and Kaylor, Janae and Kenny, Leah and Miguel, Serena, Cordell, okay, Catherine, Daya, and Liv all got sent home. So on day 25, new boy Harrison was able to couple up with a girl of his choice, and he picked Sierra, who came from Casa, which ultimately left Kane single and dumped. On day 27, new girl Cassie came in. She was from the season prior, and she chose to couple up with Rob. The Islanders had a big family day. As things started to come to an end, Janae took charge in the kitchen. She assigned roles to everyone, and they prepared themselves a pasta dinner. But then we realized, of course, nobody in Love Island is ever safe. Right after everyone ran around the table expressing what they were grateful for, we got the final dumping, and we got our final couples. So Aaron and Kaylor and Rob and Cassie got dumped, leaving the four final couples, Janae and Kenny, Leah and Miguel, Nicole and Kendall, and Serena and Cordell. So this is when they did all of their little speeches, their final dates, and then we get to the finale, and we have first place winners, Serena and Cordell, second place, Leah and Miguel, third place, Janae and Kenny, fourth place, Kendall and Nicole. So, time to discuss?
Let's jump into it.
Okay.
We
Some
love
big
a
moments.
summary too.
A
Like a
summary.
recap.
A little recap. Leah and Rob. They couple up right away. They become very close very quickly. However, he leaves her for Andrea. He gets very emotional when having that discussion with Leah about being torn. He cries. He goes into the pool. Ultimately, he has his big one, as Leah calls it, and he ends up with
big one.
this big one up there. So what are your thoughts on Leah and Rob as a couple?
I'm obsessed with Leah and Rob.
Okay.
As a couple, I don't really care logically
That's your love story.
what anyone has to say about that because they just go together in my brain. I want them together. I don't even care how they feel about it. They just need to do it for me.
Final scene with them two when he's telling her goodbye, I felt like this pull in my heart that I was like, oh, I wish they would just like kiss and make up and leave
And
together.
like want to leave together. But then I also love her with Miguel. Kind of like,
It's hard.
can they just,
Can they be a
both?
throuple?
Can they be
Yes,
a throuple?
please. Oh my gosh. So I feel the same as you about Leah and Rob. By the end of it, I was like, oh, I feel like they just love each other. Like I want them to be together. But at the same time, I felt like her connection with Miguel was really strong, and I loved her and Miguel together. I felt like they
do love
meshed.
her and Miguel. When they started to pick up on each other's like phrases and mannerisms, I'm like, y'all are meant for each other.
Yes.
And they were in the confessional. I think they were on an After Sun episode. It might have been the only After Sun episode I ever watched. And Miguel was starting to say like, Soul Ties was crazy. And
They have that one where they're like, spare me. And they say it at the same time.
Yeah.
Because Leah is fucking hilarious.
She is.
And we could talk about her right now, too.
Okay.
What's your journey with Leah?
So I think I started off originally, I liked Leah. And then there was a point when I was like, I can't stand her. Mm-hmm. She was like one of my least favorites. And then immediately loved her again.
Yeah. I had the same journey. At first, she bothered me. I couldn't really figure her out. I realized that I, was wrong about her for her moment when she's in the dressing room and she's like, and then he did his fucking big one out there. She talks
And
like
now
that.
you sending 3 home.
And you still here bitching your overalls. Now
Like,
what?
You are hilarious.
She's hilarious. And also, I started to understand her a little more. Like, she was acting from a place of hurt. And, like,
Yes.
we all do the same thing. Like, when we're with our friends. Oh, my God, what a loser. Like, what a piece of shit. And it's like, you
We
just
would
vent.
all talk shit.
Oh,
That's
mad.
why I'm like, there's probably so much more shit talking
For sure.
than what we saw. Like, you have to talk shit.
Exactly. I'd be the same way as her. I'd be like, really? You're going to choose me? You're going to choose Andrea over me? Fuck you. Like,
I also can't believe she's 24.
yeah, I know. She looks
Which
older to
also
me.
kind of explains, like,
Yeah.
some of it too.
And I guess we could talk about Rob a little bit here, too, because I have been a Rob stan since day one.
You have. I had a journey with Rob.
Yes. Okay, so my journey with Rob has remained very stagnant. A lot of people called him a gaslighter, a manipulator. I'm not saying that he might not have some of those tendencies. I just saw him in a different light. Like, I felt like he was more genuine than other people did. I felt like his breakdown that night, while it was dramatic in things, I do feel like it wasn't fake. Like, I don't think he was faking his emotions. I think he really did like Leah, and he really did like Andrea, and he was torn. But him being like, you're not listening to me and you don't care about me. It's like, well, you did just tell her you liked someone else. So
Right. I do think
Rob.
that he has trouble expressing his emotion, which is weird because hearing him actually talk, he actually can communicate. Because he had other conversations on the show with like Daniela and maybe Liv. I don't know. And he could express himself.
yeah, it's almost like he picks and chooses who he wants
So I
to
don't
open
know why
up to.
he had such a breakdown. I guess because he really liked Leah too.
Yeah, and overwhelmed at everything
Jumping
that
in
was
the
going
pool,
on.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like icked out by it.
I get that. Hiding
But-
in the pool.
But listening to the Call Her Daddy episode, he did say like he just wanted to be alone, and he's like he doesn't know why he did that the way he did, but he knew he could be alone there, and cameras couldn't get to him. He wouldn't have a mic.
Yeah,
Fine. It does make you see things differently. He's beautiful.
He's
He
gorgeous.
is such a gorgeous man.
Yeah.
So like I think that also kind of like played a big role. I mean, I just like to look at him.
Right,
The
and I
eye
think that's
roll-
everyone.
The eye roll with like the tongue.
Yeah. Oh my God, bitch. Everything about his facial structure, he's just
His profile
unreal.
is sheer perfection.
Yeah, his nose. I always am pointing out his nose. I'm like, he has the perfect nose.
It's perfect.
He's
He is-
gorgeous.
He is a beautiful man. He's very good for television, purely
Yeah.
just to look at.
Yeah,
I think he
I didn't
doesn't
want him
have,
to
like-
leave because I wanted to look at him.
Yeah, like his personality for TV. I don't know if it's like so perfect
No, I agree.
because he's kind of dry.
He's dry.
He has a dry personality.
And I don't think he really wants to open up and be so entertaining. I think he's just just a guy from Alabama.
like I'm here. And he stays true to that. And that I do love.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he very much is like, I like snakes. I like bugs. I want to be at the creek. And I'm
Rob,
like,
Rob till I die.
I'm also like,
I love
that's
him.
hot too.
Yeah.
Because you just want to like do boy things. Maybe because it reminds me of Josh.
Yeah, no, he's very
Like
down the
boy
road.
things.
He's
Yeah.
very
He's
St.
down the
Bernard
road, so maybe
Parish.
that's why I'm like, I love you.
Yeah, like
And he's hot.
he
so.
wants to go on a boat and like catch frogs and shit. Like
Yeah.
that's our
That's
type
his
to a T.
romantic.
Yeah,
So-
obsessed with Rob. And
Obsessed.
I am here for the Rob and Leah reconnection. Although I'm also here for the Leah and Miguel forever. So either
True.
or.
I will say though, I'm not here for, and we might get into this, but I'm not here for Rob and Andrea.
Okay. We will get into it a little
Okay.
bit. Actually, now, so Andrea gets voted out. He stays with Andrea. She gets voted out by the girls. They pick her over Janae. They get into this huge fight about it, saying, oh, because Leah claimed that she took a back seat. So thoughts
Yeah.
on Rob and Andrea and who should have went home?
At that time, I did believe Janae should have gone home because she was the one in the villa that did not have a strong connection. So that's who I felt like should have gone home.
Yeah.
At that time. Looking back now, I'm glad that Janae didn't go home because I
Right.
do like Janae too.
Yeah. And we got the Janae and Kenny arc.
But Andrea, again, this is just purely based on what we see.
Yeah.
is not like, she doesn't portray herself on her social media the way she was in the villa.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, who is she?
Yeah.
She's very like vocal and silly on social media.
Almost,
Like not real.
it almost gives me like pick me.
Try hard. Pick me.
Yeah, and I'm just not a fan of that type of content. Like, I think some people love that, like quirky, I'm not like other girls content.
Yeah.
That's not my necessarily favorite thing to consume.
No,
So,
me either. And I do get like cringed watching.
Yeah.
First, I thought she was a little funny, and then she kept going.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah.
But in the villa, I'm like, this bitch is hot. Like,
Yeah. And she was like
carries
very
herself
carefree.
well.
She's like,
yes,
I'm here for Rob, and what about it? I'm
Yep.
like, okay.
Like, she's turning heads, and you did.
Right. She did what a bombshell should do. She did her job.
part. She did. But
Do I think she deserved to get voted out? No. But I'm glad she did because it gave us the show.
I think it would have changed the show drastically if Janae would have went home. I also think producers have a lot to do with who goes home. And
I
who
think so
doesn't,
too. I think they have a lot to do with all of it. You know.
when they want to.
Right. Okay, so next, Leah gets with Connor. That's very short lived. She gets the ick from him. Also, it was just funny. Like,
Yeah,
where she
and I think that really, like, that happens.
Yeah.
If you get the ick, you don't want. She kind of said she had the ick with Rob at one point too.
Mm-hmm.
Leah just like says what pops in her head.
Right.
She got the ick. The tight jeans when they were like, since she's like,
I
"His
hate
tight-
his skinny
I hate his
jeans."
skinny jeans.
He leaves. Oh, God bless. Really. Okay. Next, Miguel comes in during the blindfold kissing challenge as a new bombshell. He shows interest in Nicole, but she chooses Kendall over him. So, thoughts on Kendall and Nicole, and then Miguel and Leah?
This is where I land on them. I never hated them as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
I do think sometimes Kendall gave me the ick only because, and I do think he's probably like a funny guy, but I think sometimes he was like turning it up a little too much to where it wasn't. I don't know if it was as authentic as when he wasn't trying as hard. Like,
felt
you
the
could, I
same
feel
way.
like you could tell sometimes.
Yeah, you can.
And I think Nicole liked him, but I think she stayed with him to play it safe because it seemed like that there were plenty of bombshells that came in and were interested in Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think she would have leaned into Harrison. I think she wanted to,
You
like,
could kind of see that urge a little bit.
like in her eyes, the way she looked at him. I'm like, she's not saying anything wrong,
yeah.
but I think
Just her
she-
body
I think
language and
she
her
liked
eyes.
the fact that he was interested in her.
I agree.
But I think she stayed true to herself because when Kendall was saying, like, I'm falling in love with you or I love you, she never really said it back.
yeah, she got very like.
You could tell it freaked her out.
Yeah, freaked out. Yeah, I think she must have had a very toxic past relationship.
You could tell.
Yeah, she was affected by that a lot. Like she kept referring to her past relationship. And
Yeah.
that's why she was so scared to fall in love. But I land in the same place. Kendall wouldn't be my choice. Like, I think he would bother me if we were in a friend group together. Like, you
Yeah.
know, he's just a little too much for me. But I get it. I think he's a good person,
I do too.
and I think they're cute. I think they'll last a little while.
I'm wondering, you think they're still together?
I think right now they are.
Because it's so fresh.
It's fresh, yeah. They're all doing podcasts together and stuff. I mean, I think that the show makes them do certain podcasts after because they don't even have their phones for like 24 hours when they're like on these podcasts. So I think they have to.
so I wonder who's setting up those,
I know.
like scheduling those. Because
Producers,
they're already
I
on
guess.
like Call Her Daddy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I land in the same place with Kendall and Nicole. I like Nicole a lot
I like Nicole
As an
too. I think
Islander.
she would be, I also think she would probably be cool to hang out with.
for sure. And then Miguel and Leah, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but I do really enjoy them as a couple. I think they're hilarious.
I love them.
Miguel just kept getting funnier and funnier too. His little one-liners.
His real personality as the show went on started to come out, he's funny. He's like, that's actual funny.
Yes.
He didn't have to like play it up with like antics and
And that's the difference with him and Kendall for me.
Yeah.
He just was naturally just goofy, silly.
really good personality.
Yeah.
That
really
made him-
smooth.
That made him hot.
Oh my God, Miguel would get me so fast. Like, he's so fast. Kenny and Janae, he brings back Kat from Casa. She literally looks like a fish out of the water when she's at the Casa Amor
Poor
recoupling. Poor girl.
Baby.
She was terrified.
She was terrified. She was so uncomfortable. I mean, when you come back and Janae is literally like a stunning goddess.
Right.
And that has to be so awkward. That's like going into a new friend group, girl group, and you're like,
You're sitting there alone, and Janae's like, who do you like more, me or her? Tell me now.
straight up, he's like, you? I would have been like, okay, well, we don't even have to waste my time here.
like,
I'm going to go.
Call an Uber. Like, I'm ready to
I
go
wonder how
home.
old Catherine is.
Good question. I don't know. She was given a little young.
She was given young just
A
because
lot
she was
of the
so,
Casa
like,
girls were. She was like,
I don't know what to do. Stood there like a deer in the headlights, like, I'm gonna stay for him.
I liked Janae and Kenny a lot. By the end of it, I love Janae. Kenny. By the end of it, I love them as a couple. I think
too.
that they really, really like each other. I think Kenny is super sweet. He's a
I
good
like
person.
Kenny. You could tell is genuine.
Genuine. He
Maybe
is who he
I'm
is.
wrong, but I like Kenny a lot.
I do too. And I think Janae is fucking hilarious as well.
Janae's funny. I like Janae, Serena, and Leah's friendship.
Yeah, PPG.
It grew on me so much.
Yeah.
PPG.
By the end of it, when they were hugging and Serena was telling them that her sister was like, "Oh, tell them thank you for taking care of you," I was like, "Oh my gosh, emotions."
They're gonna be friends forever.
Yeah, for
Friends
sure.
forever.
Okay. So let's talk about Rob, Daniela, Kayla, Aaron. So Aaron goes to Casa Amor and he immediately folds, immediately starts acting like an animal, telling Daniela the same things he's told Kayla. Kayla's crying back at the villa the whole time. Fuck, Aaron.
Fuck.
This fucking
Aaron.
sucks.
This sucks.
Iconic of Kayla, like she needs to trademark FAWK
Fuck.
ASAP. She could
And
really
sucks.
capitalize on this. Sucks. But I just felt like Aaron was really just so immature.
That showed true colors to me. It really did.
Yeah, I felt like his behavior was just gross.
He didn't give a single shit
Yeah, about anyone really.
about anyone.
You go back and forth with Love Island as just like a concept because I'm like, okay, these people really they're not together. They're not boyfriend and girlfriend. They've only been knowing each other for a couple weeks. But then I go back and I'm like, well, they're in this villa together 24 hours. The point of it is to build connections. Like you do get into things fast
And they
because
say that like a week feels like a month.
exactly. So he was way too close with Kayla to be acting that way. He was gross. His behavior afterwards were gross, just with the lying and the manipulating. But Kayla, be so for real, because she really made all the girls sit through her crying like that.
Oh, the crying.
And then the second he comes back, she's like back with him. I'm like, if I was there, I'd be thinking in my head, girl, you
was-
really made us sit through this for you to turn back to him in 0.2 seconds?
I was so over them.
Me
I
too.
was so over them. When they went home, I was kind of like, it's time.
It's
It was
time.
needed. I did listen and enjoy the Vile Files interview with Kayla, because I feel like we got to see Kayla as Kayla and not
Yeah.
as Kayla obsessed with Aaron
Agreed.
Kayla, which is much better. I don't think they're meant for each other.
Yeah. They'll
And
date a little while, but I'm sure he'll do what he does.
I really think I land on the side of Aaron wanted Daniela to come back to
I think so
the
too.
villa.
I think Rob was checked out pretty quickly.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
After Andrea.
And after his falling out with Leah, I think he
Yep.
was just like, look, I think in his mind, he's like, this is too fucking much for me.
Yeah, like, and that's fine.
yeah.
That's
And
fine.
and he was respectful at Casa. I don't think he really liked any of the girls. I think that he was pretty straight up with that, with his feelings, like the whole time. And I was glad he let Daniela know that he wasn't into her and didn't string her along. Like, obviously, she was going to be obsessed with him because he's him.
Who wouldn't be?
Who wouldn't be? So I get it, but damn, that sucks so bad when he told her he didn't like her. She was like, "Cool,
Sounds
cool,
good.
thanks." So then we're almost to the end. The other big thing that happens is Cassie comes in as a bombshell. Her and Rob couple up and they have sex night one. So my thoughts on this is that it gave me the ick to Rob, and just because Rob, he lasted so long with just being true to himself. Who he liked, he was like the most desired. He was so mysterious, and then like just that
onion.
fast. Yeah, the onion you have to peel, and
All
then
that
like
went away.
yeah, he just
You
had.
literally slept with her the first night.
Come on, it was just also just like obviously everybody's different, and have sex all you want on the first night in the
Right,
real world.
right.
In this specific case, though, it's like other people had waited until the hideaway, and it was like this special thing, and it's just like those two just like
He
fucked
did it
like nothing.
in the room with everyone. Like, didn't give a fuck.
Nothing special.
I think it was like nothing to lose
Right.
with Cassie. Like, he knew her and
Right.
was like, this feels like it
Why
won't be a
not?
big deal.
I'm not sure how Cassie feels. Like, she definitely played cool girl. Like, yeah, I'm just like all the guys. Like, I just like to have sex. Yeah,
I mean, do your thing.
for sure.
There's no way you could have sex with that man and not be like, damn.
That's the thing, Cassie. Protect your heart.
There's nothing more from this.
Right.
Because
That's what-
he doesn't want anything more.
That's what bothered me about the thing with Cassie, because I'm like, oh, he's just so checked out at this point to a girl. Maybe she's right. Maybe it didn't mean anything. But if
Maybe.
that had been me and he was just like, yeah, it means nothing, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna
When we're gonna
like
do
go
this
cry
again?
myself to sleep.
What?
Like, you're not in love with me after
Like,
that,
Right. Like, we have to
You don't
get
wanna-
down on one knee.
we'll see what happens with
Yeah.
that. I don't think anything's going to come from him and Cassie. They might just hook
No.
up a little bit, but
Yeah, I think that's the extent of their relationship.
talk about the winners, Serena and Cordell. We didn't
Love
talk about
them.
much about them.
Love them.
I went through a journey with them too. At first, I felt like Serena really was playing in my dude Cordell's face. I
know
felt
I
bad
was
for
mad
him.
at her for a while. I was like, screw Serena.
Yeah, but then I got over it. I think they really did by the end of the series love each other.
She said she was a slow burn, and they really were a slow burn.
And he was so respectful to her.
He was. And I think the Daya thing, I think other people like got in his head and was hyping him up. And he was
Yeah.
like, you know what?
Right.
I'm going to do my thing because she did her thing.
Right. Did he take it a little too far? A little bit.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do as much making out. But at the same time, you know, it's Love Island. He had to test his connection. Serena
Yep.
was telling him like 3 times that at least 3 times Serena pulled away from him. So
Yep.
I think by the end of it, their little like arc really was very beautiful to see.
Yep.
Love them.
Love them.
I think that's where we land.
think-
Since the Islanders have been out of the villa, they've already started going on podcasts. We kind of talked about how I think it's contractual for them. It seems a little like soon for them to go on a podcast. Like it'd be nice for them to have a couple like I don't know days or weeks out to like
Time to process.
yeah, and see what happens. But it's still interesting nonetheless. Quickly, I want to talk about Rob on Call Her Daddy. I did not like Alex Cooper's interview style.
No, it was not. She just had such an opportunity to capitalize on Rob.
Yeah, and I think she flopped.
missed it.
So I read this Reddit comment on the Call Her Daddy interview, and this kind of sums up how I feel just about Rob and how Alex handled him. I won't read it all, but basically it says, so in the episode with Alex Cooper on Call Her Daddy, Rob talks about depression multiple times on the podcast. He says it in a joking way, but in the interview reflects and takes accountability for the situations that he
does.
handled poorly.
He does.
He still kind of stands by thinking that Leah lied to him, and I think people have different opinions
Mm-hmm.
on that. I land on that. I don't think Leah lied. I think everyone kind of misspoke and
Yes.
it's just heightened.
And I think it was edited poorly.
I think so,
but
too.
I do agree. Where is that edit?
I don't know.
It's got to be somewhere.
It's got to be somewhere to find out the truth on who really sent
This is
Andrea
what I was
home.
thinking. The producers had a hand in it, and they can't let that out.
They can't let it out. I think a lot of it was just he said, she said. You don't really remember what you said in the moment. I don't think anybody lied.
No.
You know? Says he went into the pool. Rob says he went into the pool because he was mid panic attack and crying. He didn't want to be stopped by production, like we said. He didn't want the cameras following him. He mentions journaling and that he wasn't allowed to do that. He says the beach camera was supposed to be like, quote unquote, your journal. And then, you know, when you say something you mean in the heat of the moment, you can look back on your journal and say, okay, I didn't mean that. You know, your journal is where you write all those thoughts that
Right.
you're angry and you want to get out. You can't do that when you're
Also,
there.
she should have asked so many more questions about that.
About the journaling. Right.
Yeah.
He talks about, you know, he has a hard time communicating. He says he has a lot of regret about his last relationship. He's got things he wants to work on. There's little moments in the interview that are actually kind of sad when you piece them together. So I just think that she missed that opportunity to
Yeah.
deep dive into like what's really going on within him. Instead, she kind of almost made a mockery of it. I think he's a real person, and I think his feelings are real. I think he did have a panic attack that night.
I come in and I'm like, I think you might have said it. Like, if that was Harry Jowsey, they would have been like shooting the shit, like, taking up for him.
Right. Look how Harry acted on Perfect Match. And like
Right.
she's always shooting this shit with him. She's not like, so what words you're in? You know, just very like weird energy from
And
her.
you can tell when Rob was uncomfortable, and she's like, well, tell me more about that. And he's like, I don't want to.
She's like,
because he went to light the candle, and he's like, I don't know, I just feel like it
yeah,
like makes me a little more comfortable.
weird.
And she was
She
like,
flopped.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
only listened to the whole thing because it was Rob, but there were points where I was like, I'm bored.
It was boring. And she also said that, which this might be true too, that she's like, you don't really say much. I'm like pulling things out of you. People who are at home are listening. If you're bored, like I'm trying. I get that. She just, that's on you as the podcast host though,
Right.
to change the tone.
Well, and he also was like, I thought this was gonna be more fun.
yeah.
Cut.
If she would have opened the interview, I think asking him about himself and his interest in making, you know, just making it a place where he feels valued, but I don't
It's
think
like
that was the case.
Journalism 101. Not
Obviously,
as we do
Alex
this.
Cooper is so great. She's got to where she is. I just think that
Correct.
she has a little evolving to do. That's all.
Maybe with guests that are a little more reserved, like Rob. Rob's
Right.
hard, and she said that. She was like, "You are very hard, but person to interview,
Yeah.
or something along those lines.
Hard to crack,
Hard
whatever.
to crack, yeah." And then he was like, "You're really good at what you do."
Yeah.
like for him, he was open. I guess he assumed
That
she
was open for
opening
him.
up.
But like, I think she's
So-
gonna like really hit it off with Leah because Leah
my
has that
gosh.
personality that's gonna match
That
hers.
interview's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
like
Can't wait
it's
for
gonna be
that.
So much
we'll
better.
recap that when we get back.
Absolutely. That'd be a good episode too. Just putting it there. So before we kind of wrap this, Kane. I don't think we said enough about
We did
Kane.
not.
So when I found a Reddit thread on Kane. So when Kane left the villa, he kind of went rogue, started just like spilling all the tea about the
Like his
cast,
experience,
his
yeah.
experience, and the show was still happening. So if there's any type of like NDA,
He broke it.
he basically he was just saying his teeth are not veneers, they were composite bonds. He was struggling in the villa. He felt like he was in a simulation.
I get that.
Yeah, he said he liked Liv, but it was all platonic. He didn't feel any romantic connections while in the villa. He did say he clicked more with Sierra, but then doesn't clarify what happened and said that the clips were shown with him being upset at her were taken out of context. So they were edited weird, but this is coming from Kane. We don't
Right.
know.
He wants to protect himself. Yeah. Because those clips were weird. Sierra had known him for one day and he was like, if you go on that date and say we're not
Right.
exclusive, I'm done.
I'm
She's
done.
like, I literally don't know you.
He said he was annoyed his true personality didn't come through in the show.
yeah.
He would like to keep in touch with Miguel and Ignacio.
Miguel.
Miguel and Ignacio. Oh, Ignacio.
He was sweet.
He was so sweet.
Those kinds of boys
Ignacio,
deserved better.
So sweet. He thought movie night was boring as shit, but he found some of the people's reactions funny. By the end, he was very grumpy and got told off by the higher ups for making a comment, but he wouldn't say what the comment was.
Definitely seems like producers did not like him.
Yeah. He said he felt like he was a nightmare for the producers because he didn't want to follow the rules. He's very blunt and sarcastic, but they didn't show that for an unknown reason. So then he went on a TikTok live.
Oh my God. He won't stop. Him and Andrea.
Him and Andrea are just like out. He said he didn't want to go on the show to begin with. He was approached by the producers. He doesn't think any of the couples will last outside of the villa.
Damn.
If they do, it might be for public appearance. He doesn't think that Serena and Cordell are a strong couple. He implied that Serena changed her mind and got Cordell out of the friend zone because she felt they had a chance to win the show. He said Miguel fucks with Leah as a person, but doesn't see her as a relationship material. He's not playing her per se, but he did realize his chances of winning would be better with her. Now this is him just on live letting
Right.
shit fly.
Right.
But he like literally talks about all of them. He doesn't think that Rob likes Leah in a romantic way. Said Rob is a better man than him because he wouldn't have accepted Leah's apology. He thinks Rob's a good guy, just a bit misunderstood. Might be spot on with that.
Okay.
one.
I agree with that take. Some of this is kind of cray though.
Yeah. I mean, so
you could tell
much.
he's spiraling and like he did not obviously get the edit he wanted. And I think that goes to what we kind of said in the beginning of the episode, that it is so edited and we don't know
Right.
what we don't know. Seriously.
Yep.
I don't know. I do think some of the couples are more genuine than he said. I think it's hard to. You'd have to be a really great actor to go in and fake a lot of the things.
Oh, I agree.
You know, and I
they're
think-
not actors and actresses. Like,
Right, they're just people. I think by the end of it, I think Miguel really did like Leah. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's still a game too.
Right, exactly. It's a TV show, y'all.
It's a TV show and it's a game and it's like a huge social experiment.
Right.
But I do think Miguel and Leah liked each other.
I think so, too.
I agree with you though. He was spiraling.
He was spiraling.
Especially when they're like, you have 5 minutes to pack your bags
That
and
was
leave
so
the villa.
crazy.
What? Kane, it was like, you have 5 minutes to pack and leave the villa.
That's pretty bizarre.
So something had to have gone down with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever know.
I
But
agree.
You know what?
This was a joy.
It was good TV.
I've loved every second of Love Island USA.
Me too.
Miguel, obsessed. Rob, obsessed. Leah,
Check.
love
Check,
you.
check. I think there's gonna be like
Like a Renaissance, another series
a
with them.
Love Island family vacation. I don't know. It's gonna be something.
I'd be sat.
I will do tons of recaps on whatever comes next. We have the reunion too.
Oh, perfect. We'll recap that
The
too.
reunion. I think it's like sometime in August.
August
though.
19th. Boom. Thank y'all so much for listening, sending us your thoughts. Like it's been so much fun talking to people in our DMs about
It
the
has
show.
been.
Everyone has been like in it with us, so we love y'all so much for that.
Also, just want to like shout that out.
So much fun.
Please keep talking to us. I also turned my notifications back on.
Yeah,
I turned them off for a second for my mental health.
yeah, but it's okay. Here
But-
and there, just flip flop.
And check out all of our updates for our event,
Event coming soon.
August 16th.
Love y'all.
Love you. Bye.